Welcome, dear guest, friend, and follower to the QUiLi Caribbean YouTube channel. If you can or can't sew, it's not a problem. Learn firsthand by world-renowned lingerie and bathing suit designer, Mr. QUiLi. He is also known for his lingerie and bathing suit easy-to-put-together patterns. We welcome novices, hobbyists, and professional sewers to this channel. Rest assured, you all will learn new tips and a nice craft. After or during the tutorial, you may also sew your lingerie and you will be amazed at how easy it really is. You may also start your own business if you wish to. On this occasion, we will be sewing a satin lace dental Brazilian thong, Victoria's model 1021. It consists of a posterior piece, two side pieces, the internal and external gusset and the lower front piece in elastic lace, and an upper front piece. On these unions, it will have laces at the side pieces. Remember that to sew stretchy fabrics, our needles have to be ballpoint 9, 10, or 11. Remember that these needles are differentiated by a color on the top, whereas it's yellow, blue, red, or green. They need to be very thin and we need to work with them with a very thin thread of good quality. For thread coats, we need to use a ballpoint needle 11. For a duet or epic by coats, we need to use a ballpoint needle number 9. If the caliber of the thread is of 120 or very thin. Start with the posterior side and we take the external gusset and put the right sides together. Then we take the internal gusset and put it on top of the posterior piece with the right side facing the posterior piece and we overlock them together. This operation can also be done with a straight stitch. This is to cover the seam inside the external gusset and the internal gusset. When we turn the gusset to the right side, the seam will remain hidden. We continue with the lower and upper front piece and join them together with a half a centimeter margin of the lace on the top of the upper front piece. We will sew them together with a zigzag stitch of 2 mm long and 3.5 mm wide. We start with a small back stitch of half a centimeter and then continue sewing over the border of the lace until we almost reach to the other end, and about half a centimeter we stop and perform a little back stitch and continue sewing till the end. Remember to match the extremes together. This is for when we pass it through the overlock, it won't unsew. Now we take the front piece and satin lace, which we will put on the border of the lace and sew it with a straight stitch. It is simply to maintain it into place for when we continue sewing with the overlock. We are going to secure it with a straight stitch. This lace is of 60 centimeters long. This step will be repeated on the other side as well. Now the front piece is done with the corresponding laces. Now we take another piece of lace and put it in the center of the side of the posterior piece and we secure it with a straight stitch. This is just to hold the laces in place for when we continue with the overlock. The same process is to be repeated on the other side. Now we take the front and back piece, Right sides together and then add the internal gusset on top of the posterior side with the internal side of the gusset matching the internal side of the exterior piece, and we overlock them together. This is to hide the seam inside the finished thong. We have the front piece with the laces and we have the side piece, which we will overlock together. Now we repeat the same process on the other side. Continue with sewing common elastic on the leg and the waist with the inverted French seam using the overlock machine. The overlock machine will have a wide long stitch. We will put the elastic diagonally under the presser foot of the overlock machine and sew until the elastic has straightened up beneath the presser foot. Then we insert the fabric starting at half a centimeter before the seam at the leg, and here we also start diagonally. When the blade starts to cut the fabric, we straighten it to continue sewing. Here we take 5 centimeters from the presser foot to us, we stretch only half a centimeter and continue sewing. This operation we repeat throughout the leg and the waist. Be careful not to cut out the laces with the overlock blade. When we almost reach back to where we started sewing, we unsew half a centimeter, then we trim the elastic. Now we continue sewing until the two elastics meet. There we stop. With the needle down, we lift the presser foot up, we accommodate the elastics without stretching, we lower the presser foot and we sew for about 1 centimeter and get the garment diagonally out of the overlock machine. We trim off the elastic diagonally. We repeat the same procedure on the other leg and the waist. perform the second part of the inverted French seam, we fold the fabric and elastic and sew with a zigzag stitch of 2 mm long and 3.5 mm wide. We fold, accommodate, and sew. This operation is done on the leg and the waist. Now we continue adding the decorative bow to the center front with a 3-point zigzag stitch of 0 mm long and 3 or 4 mm wide. Now we continue to accommodate the laces with a model or mannequin. These are the laces for the side bows and the thong, which looks very nice. We join them and make the bow. This operation can be done after the garment has been worn. This is a special occasion panty, so if I make the knot and try to take it off, it won't come off, because there's no stretching for when it has to pass the hip. So after we have made the bow, we can trim off the lace off diagonally. Look how nice it looks and see how the posterior side looks. And now let's see the front side. This is the completed project. It wasn't that difficult after all, right? Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and we invite you to follow our Facebook page and to visit our website. The relevant information will be found in the description box below.